Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Kentucky Camping Couple. We're going to do a quick little maintenance video on the camper here. We're going to talk more about our not our truck camper lifting system, but our roof lifting system. Go into some details and show you what model number my lift system is, and show you some quick maintenance things that I do to it, just to make sure it's working smoothly. I'm going to get you set up and we're going to go mobile here, so give me just a second. We'll be right back with you. Alright guys, so here's my lift system. It's made by L&W Engineering. You can go into some forums on Facebook, Pop-Up Truck Campers. They got a lot of helpful hints as far as getting parts. There's another company that's took them over, so if you'll need parts, you can check out Pop-Up Truck Campers group on Facebook. They got a lot of helpful information on there, especially if you got a pop-up truck camper. The guys on there have really helped me out a lot and gave me some suggestions. Inspired me to do some of these videos actually. So we'll continue on from there. It lifts with a crank handle, and we've got that stored back in the back, but right now we're going to go over inside these tubes. There's gear mechanisms that sit about right here in it, and then inside these tubes you've got springs. Well, these springs can get kind of noisy when you're cranking it up, so the system was sealed when I got it, but what I've done here, let me grab my can of oil, and I use it's a WD-30 or WD-40, sorry, WD-40 Special. It's a spray and stay gel lubricant, and I do this once or twice a year depending on how noisy the system gets. But to make it easier on me, I've drilled some small holes just big enough for my spout to go in. And then it's pretty simple. I just squirt my oil in my holes. And I'll let that bubble out a little bit and wipe it off, and we'll put a piece of, usually use a piece of vinyl electrical tape. You know, I've got white back there in the back, but we'll clean that off. We'll let it soak there for a little bit. And then this hole down here, it's the same way. Oops, slipped out. And then it comes into the bottom of the square right here, and you can see that you can get your nozzle up in there, and the round tube ends like maybe half an inch up from there. So what I'll do is I'll put it on the end of the spring and then just lightly spray and let it get on the spring. Kind of hard to do holding the camera, but and that's got that one. Then back here in the back, on the back, I've drilled another little hole right here. Do the same thing. Just spray me a little oil. And the same thing on this other side. We'll walk around. It's not going to be too long of a video. And make sure I got plenty of oil, and that'll cut down on the noise. And I've got holes right here. Make sure you shake your oil. And I put a little bit of oil in here too as well. Oop. Alright, so now that's got it oiled good. So we'll set our oil back. And then give me just a second, let me set you back on the tripod here. And we'll crank it up and see what it sounds like. Alright guys, I got my crank handle out. We've got our system oiled up. I've unlatched all my latches up on the roof. And sorry for the noise, we're outside doing this, so I got traffic coming by the road I live on here. But I've got all the system oiled, got all my latches undone, and now what we're going to do is we're just going to crank it up a few times and see if our, you'll have like a metal on metal noise, but most of it will be gone. It does help, it does get a whole lot quieter, and I'm sure it prevents some corrosion and stuff in there. So we're going to crank it up a little bit and see what it sounds like after oiling it. Okay, now you seen that it had a little bit of squeak to it, and that was it. The clicking noise you heard was just the locking mechanism engaging. It went up smooth, and I didn't have a lot of sound. If your system does start to act like it's in a bind, or it's hard to crank, or it's real noisy, you know, you can do this, and it seems to me like it frees it up a whole lot and makes it easier to crank, and it's not near as noisy either. Alright guys, that was just another little helpful video. Hopefully it helped you all out. Like I said, I'm sorry about all the background noise and stuff. We're outside, it's starting to get pretty. The neighbors are out, you know, playing with their kids. They're riding four-wheelers, you know, everybody, it's getting springtime, and you know, springtime, it's outdoors time. It's time to go camping. Actually, that'll probably be our next video that I release. Will be our spring camping trip up at Red River Gorge here in Kentucky. So if you found the video helpful, you know, hey, leave me a comment. Try my best to respond. We'll try our best to get back with you. Like, comment, and subscribe. As I'm always saying, you know, we're going to have a lot in store for you on this channel. So I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you camping.